Wolfpack, how's it going? Well, guess what I'm doing? I'm putting some elastic thread into the Coverstitch machine, and I'm going to show you how we did that gorgeous shearing. But before that, welcome, say hi. We are live today. So I'm excited to see you because the last few weeks we've had classes here, Houston Quilt Fest, and we've kind of missed our Wednesday show. But I do have a surprise for you first. I have got someone here, and this is kind of cool though, because last week, Sharon and a few others that are in the Oklahoma City area or know people there, I was telling them about an event I'm going to next week. And they were like, there's a store there? So guess what? I've invited them on the show to tell you all about this fabulous store and all about this great event next week. So that's first, and then we're going to do shearing. So pop in, say hi. I see you all on YouTube. YouTube always pops in first. So we're streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And again, it's so great to see you all. So what is on your sewing table today? Anyways, just out of curiosity, did you see the shearing that Janet did on that beautiful blouse? I think she posted it in Facebook, the Facebook group, I know for sure. It turned out gorgeous. So I'm going to give you a few tips for that. Have you ever done shearing on a cover stitch machine with elastic thread? So last week we made a big joke that make sure your elastic stretches, because mine was a little rotten. So one little quick trip to Hobby Lobby and we were back in shape. All right, everyone, pop in, say hi. Before I get into shearing, let me introduce you to my friend here, Leanne. How are you?
Hi, Angela.
I am so happy to have you here, first of all. And so this is really funny. So Leanne is from Worldwider. If you've never heard of this place, number one, they have a huge e-commerce business, but they do have two retail locations now. Is it one or two? Two.
Two. You count.
Yes.
One in Oklahoma City and in Ponca City at the warehouse.
This is amazing. So last week, some of the ladies in my studio, that I told them I had this big event in Oklahoma City next week, which, by the way, I'll drop a link if you would like to join, because on day one, I will be doing a presentation, live demo with all my beautiful dresses and my embroidery, and we want to fill the place. So I'll drop a link if you still want to join. And then the 2 days after, Jerry Granada is going to be doing an in-person, hands-on class on the Avenir. So I will drop links to both of those. But Leanne, I am so enamored by your store and your website. So tell us a little bit about this. Well, tell us to get us started, because I told the ladies and they said that place is huge. It's huge. So tell us a little bit how all got started.
Yes, it's an 18,000 square foot showroom, and we feature everything Brother, and we have over 10,000 bolts of fabric and 300 wide backs. And when women walk in here, women and men, it's like a giant candy store for sewers. It's incredible. It's awesome. People are they're starstruck when they walk in.
10,000 bolts of fabric.
Yes. Yes, you could stay here for a couple of days.
Oh my goodness. So did you all hear that? 10,000 bolts of fabric. So I hear Oklahoma City. I've not been there. I'm very excited to come there next week. So I'm glad I'm coming in early the day prior, because I might have to do some shopping and make sure I have an empty suitcase.
Yes. We have a lot to see here in Oklahoma City.
All right. So I'm curious, Wolfpack, have any of you been to this store? Have you ever been to Worldwider online? I have their website up here because, well, tell them how big the warehouse is. This is absolutely amazing.
We have a 40,000 square foot warehouse in Ponca City, Oklahoma. And the retail store opened here at the 1st of May. But the Ponca City warehouse has been there for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I am looking very forward to meeting Oliver, who is the founder of Worldwider.
Yes.
And I'm just waiting for him to pop into the live show.
Yeah, he's around here somewhere. Yes.
They have such a wonderful team. This has been a lot of fun. So here is the event. I want you all to see this. Here you go. And it's for the day that I'm there. I'm just double checking. Yeah. The event is from the 6th to the 8th. That's next week. And I would love to see you. I will be there on the first day. Tell them a little bit about what you have planned for this event.
Well, we're going to have a round robin event. And you basically would be given like a passport, and you go to each station with Avenir and learn one of the features on the Avenir. And then you get your passport stamped, and then your name will go into a drawing to win a Brother NQ 3550 machine.
Oh, you're giving that away too?
Yes, we're giving that away. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Well, okay, so for a lot of the Wolfpack, I go to different events and they're like, what happens there? Well, everyone's different. This one's different. This is part of the Avenir tour. So I'm bringing all my gowns, all my embroidery, and I do lecture demo. I will do a lecture demo for the entire day. So not only do we get to hang out, I give you all the tips and tricks for how I design. Tips for embroidery, quilting, the edge to edge. Of course, it's all tied in with things I've done on the Avenir, but no matter what machine you use, you will enjoy this event. I always say you can touch all the fabrics as long as you're not eating chocolate.
Yes, exactly.
And you know, it's a great way for someone that wants to just test out some of the new machines or the newer machines. And in this case, the Avenir, if they take the second class, which is with Jerry for 2 days, hands-on, you get to play around and kind of get a feel for the machine. It's almost like test driving a car and then saying, I like it. Maybe I want it next year. Maybe I want it now.
Yes, that's always how I describe sewing machines. They're like cars.
Yeah.
They're like cars.
Okay. So I have a question. I had some ladies ask me last week, and I think the answer was yes, but I'm not 100% sure. And I promised that I would ask during the live show. You know, the limited edition of the Avenir is like the coveted edition. And rumor has it that you might have 1 or 2 of those that you're going to have there that are for sale.
We have a store full of them. We have plenty for sale. Yes, we have plenty for sale. We have one reserved for you.
That is awesome because they went very fast. And some of the dealers had a few and they held on to them like you guys have. And this is going to be like the creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme. We will have in-store special pricing those 3 days.
That's wonderful. 10,000 bolts of fabric. Oh my, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm asking the Wolfpack, anybody, have you been to this store before? Have you bought from them online? Because I mean, this to me, 10,000 bolts of fabric, that's worth a road trip all in itself.
We have people from all over the United States that have come in here, and it's amazing. Just amazing.
Oh, Sandra said she bought her Stellaire XE2 from you. Good taste, Sandra.
Awesome. Awesome.
Everybody's saying hi. Yes, I know. It does sound amazing. This is wonderful. So next week, the plan is to have the event. I'll bring this back up. So if you would like to join me, I would love to have you there. Here's the link. I dropped it in the chat here. It's in Oklahoma City. Very easy to get to. I'm flying in, and I'm flying in a little early the day prior. So I was actually just going to help set up for the show, but I think I might have to do some shopping for sure.
Yes, you can just go to worldwidener.com and go to classes, and you can register right there. If you have any kind of problems doing that, just call our store and someone can do it for you over the phone.
That's wonderful. And it's from 9 to 5. It includes lunch. Mine is on the 6th, and Jerry will be the 7th and 8th. So this is, you know, what I love about these events, though, is the special pricing for number one, the Avenir, but all Brother products, and also embroidery stabilizer, threads. There's always special deals on everything. So it's a great, great way to stock up on stuff. Well, before the holidays, before you start doing all of your holiday sewing and embroidery, that's for sure.
Yes, we have a whole wall of stabilizers.
Oh, even better. So, Leanne, what is your favorite so far in the Avenir? Do you have a favorite feature or something that you just hands down is the best?
I would say the picture and play is probably my favorite. I really love the camera, but probably picture and play is probably my favorite. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun playing around on that.
And you know, you have Jerry Granata coming, and if he was just in Houston Quilt Fest with me, a lot of the Wolfpack know him very well. And one thing about what Jerry has, he has the most beautiful picture play items. Beautiful. Wow. And they stitched out so, I mean, they look like absolute pictures. Jerry has the most beautiful samples. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, well, I'm excited to see those.
I am. Well, Leanne, I'm very excited to see you next week. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on here. And I'm
Thank
going
you,
to make sure I
Angela.
put links below this show and the YouTube show for worldwidener.com. Don't forget, if you are available next week, you can come and join me. It's going to be a
Come and
lot
join
of fun.
us.
Forget about me. 10,000 bolts of fabric. I'm
Yeah.
in.
Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you. And I'll see you next week. And don't forget,
Okay.
everyone, you can call them too if you have questions.
Yes,
So thanks,
yes.
Leanne. See you in a couple days.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. 10,000 bolts of fabric. You all have seen my stash. Here. I cleaned up most of the stash. That isn't even close to 10,000 bolts of fabric. In fact, even in the basement, I probably have maybe 1,000 bolts of fabric. 10,000 bolts of fabric. This is going to be exciting. So anyways, I wanted to bring her on because they said that because of the lecture demo, they have room for quite a few people on that day one. The second day with Jerry is very limited in number as far as how many can be on the machines. So I wanted to bring this up. Make sure that if you'd like to join next week that you sign up because it's almost full and I cannot wait to see you all. So it's going to be a Wolfpack meet and greet. Sharon says, I'm halfway between both stores. That warehouse sounds amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. So making sure I'm not missing anything before we get to the shearing. I know, Mary Fisher. This is going to be fun. I cannot wait to see you next week. And, you know, I think Wolfpack, I'll be there on a Wednesday. So I'm thinking that I should do the live show from there next week. It's the day before the event. I'll bring my stuff to do a live show. Let's do a live show and I will give you a full tour of the store. Does that sound good? And it looks like you can buy a lot of it online too. So even if you're not there, you can at least see this. But I'm dying to see this candy store. I'm dying. All right. So, okay. Everybody's looking for, start shopping for a brother Coverstitch. Oh yeah, Amy. Are you ready for this? Marsha, Jerry he was at Houston Quilt Fest. He's been around. He's doing great. His samples are amazing. You're going to love it. All right. So let me just switch my mic over. Can you hear me okay? I'm switching mics. So hopefully we're good. Before I go walk over to my machine. Thumbs up. Is that a thumbs up? Yes, you can hear. I always wait a second just to make sure. Audio great. Hey, thanks, Susan. Hi, Cindy. So you want to see what's going on. This is behind the scenes. So I'm going to show you what's going on in the studio. I finished embroidering the sleeves and I have another embroidery project on the table. So let's head over to this machine first. You can see I've got my luminaire on the floor ready to get into the car because I'm taking that one home. I've got a lot of embroidery to do. So here's my cover stitch. And then I also want to show you something that I've been working on for embroidery. Check this out. This turned out gorgeous. So we hand dyed the fabric last week. This probably will not be a blouse before next week. So I will bring this to the demo so you can see. I use no-show mesh on the back. And I'm going to do one with washaway to see which one I like better. This had a little bit more stability to it, so it could be the front of a blouse. It was supposed to be a sleeve, but I don't know if I want that. I've already washed it. You know me. I like no stabilizer in the back, but very little. These are designs from the Avenir that I did, the Dainty project. And I love how the blues and purples kind of match the dyed fabric. Isn't that beautiful? All right. I know, it's fun, isn't it? Okay, I didn't realize my banner was still up. Hold on, let me just take that down. So it's not blocking your way. So this is the idea for this, is to have this as a sleeve for a blouse like we did last week. See how subtle it is? It does kind of look like cotton candy, doesn't it? It's so Florida-y. Florida Keys-ish is what I'm thinking. Florida Keys-ish. All right, let's go to the shearing. And then I'll show you this one up close. We talked about this on Friday, but this is, we were playing with the sublimation. So let's head over here and then I'll show you the rest. It was like, talk about candy store last week. We had a lot going on here. Okay. What's my favorite color? Ooh, I don't know. It depends to wear or in general. In general, pink, but I don't always wear pink. So I like a lot of different colors. I probably don't have a favorite, but pink is definitely it. Okay, come on over to the machine. Let me show you how we did this ruching. It's super cool too. All right. This is what we did last week. This is the one that did not have any stretch because I used elastic that did not have any stretch. If the elastic doesn't stretch, it's not going to work. So interestingly enough, there's the one that does have stretch. So I looked up my old YouTube show showing how to do this. And the settings on my YouTube show were different than what I did here. So I've been using the Coverstitch for a lot of years, and I'm going to try both. I'm going to try what we did last week that turned out gorgeous, and then I'll try the settings that was on It's So Easy for the YouTube and see which one we like the most. So through here, I've got elastic thread right here. This goes through the looper. You can see it. And then I'll just lock that into place. I want to make sure I've got enough hanging out there that it'll come out. There we go. Okay. And then I have one spool of thread through the center needle. So I took out the left and right needle. Let's see if I can. I need to fix. Don't even ask what I did to my lid. It's a personal problem. Oh, as I take everything out. Yeah. I set it down and I have to re-screw down below. So that's my fault. I'll fix it probably right after the live show. So let me just lift this up and make sure that I can close this enough. I know. What screw am I talking about? The one right here that holds the plate. And don't ask what I did. It's embarrassing. All right. So one other thing I changed here. I'm just going to lift this up. Make sure it closes. So I don't want to get any extra. What I did is I unscrewed it, and so it kind of got a little bit skewed. Clean up in aisle 4. So the settings up here, I left the needle setting alone. On my prior YouTube video, I said to decrease that setting. On my looper, I decreased it. This is what I did last week. So this is last week versus my old YouTube video. And I'm curious to see the difference. So I left the needle position or the needle at 4 and I lowered the looper to 2. I increased the differential feed. So let me take you over there so you can see that. Just lift this up. I've got to move this little thing. Come on, get back into place. I should just go get the screwdriver and fix it. All right, I changed the differential feed. I increased it to the highest. And for stitch length, you can either decrease or increase. I increased it last week, but we'll test both. So I'll leave it at 3 for now, just the regular. And you always want to test. So let me just lock my table here so it doesn't roll around while I'm stitching. Now it's a live show, so this is when we hope and pray that everything works. You all know how the live shows go. Make sure that I've got this. I'm making sure that that elastic is not stuck down there. You know what's going to happen. I'm going to be pulling out a screwdriver to fix this. This is what it is, down here. Except the screw fell out. So that's what's holding this part in. So I just want to make sure that my elastic is stitching and not getting stuck in there. But I feel like, let me look and see what we got. Here we go. There's that. And is the elastic there? There it is. Okay. So this is a chain stitch setting, in case you were wondering. There we go. Now it's out. And I just cut it and it went right back in. Is this going to be one of those days? All right, let me see. Nope. Okay, now I have to fix my lid. Okay, hold on a second. You know, whenever there's a live show, this is exactly what happens. Because I've been stitching on this. Oh my gosh, Janet, how many rows did you do? Like 50? Yeah, but I do have to fix the lid. So hold on. Well, I'll just chat with you and read your comments while I fix this. I'm going to turn it off and turn it upside down. Because what I did is I accidentally, I'm going to do this without losing the thread. I have one screw down here that is not in place. So then it doesn't let me open my lid, and I just need to fix it. There we go. Is that it? That's almost it. I have to get a screw. All right, come on, just behave. There we go. Okay, come back over. I'll show you what I did. Come on. This is called Real Live Reality Show. So when I cut this here, you can see it came right out of the looper. So let's put it back in the looper. And what I'm talking about, if you look right here, see how I'm missing a screw because I took the screw out. And so what happens is when I close it, sometimes this will block my way to open it. So that was the issue. That is not an issue from a new machine. That is an issue from something that I did. So, okay, so we're going to go in here. Let's make sure you can see this okay. Threading the chain stitch is super easy too. So shearing is very, very popular right now. I once made a bathing suit cover up with silk. It had one seam, kind of a slit in the front leg. I had it in a fashion show. And from there, I did shearing all the way around the waist area. It was really cute. Okay, so I'm going to leave this open for a minute, just because if it doesn't want to open, I want to make sure that my elastic is going to sew in here. That's the first thing you got to make sure. Oh, I guess I got to plug her back in now. I definitely unplugged it when I turned it upside down. And one more tip here for you is you always want to keep an eye on this elastic thread so it doesn't get caught, it doesn't wrap around, that it's actually stitching the way it's supposed to. All right, I just want to make sure that the elastic is in there. It is. And now I can close the door. So what I'm looking at is I always want to make sure that that elastic is sticking in there. If not, then you have to open it up and just make sure that elastic's coming out. Now, because it's a chain stitch, I can continue to stitch. See how it's coming out the back? All right, now let me gingerly close this. See how it's fine now? I just have to put a screw in that bottom one. That'll be on my next Instagram reel. How not to unscrew your cover stitch machine. Okay, look at how cool this is. So I want to check a few other settings though. So you basically want to go back and forth with this. That's how you make the shearing. And I'm going to lower the needle tension a little bit. And then on my YouTube video that I did many years ago, I actually increased the tension back here. Now last week it was decreased and it worked great. So I want to see the difference. So I'll do a couple rows. Again, you can chain off because you're using the chain stitch here. This would be a great insert for a blouse. It looks fabulous on sleeves. All right, go back and forth. It's looking pretty good. So right now, this is with a decreased stitch tension, and the looper tension is at 2. That looks pretty good. I still have my differential feed all the way up. Now, every setting is going to depend on what fabric you're using. So let me just see what happens when I increase the looper tension. This was a setting that was on one of my machines previously. I'm going to increase it to 5. Let's see what that does. And this is where you want to check and make sure that it's not pulling too tight. If it breaks your elastic, that means that tension's too tight. But I also want to see, does it make it stretchier? Is that increased tension? Is it stretching the elastic? Oh, that does look a little different. Just a little. Let me come back over here. How many rows? Well, you can do as many rows as you want. Totally up to you. So this has increased the looper to 5. I've decreased the thread to 3. Actually, this actually stretches it a little bit more by increasing that tension. I kind of like it a little bit better if I were using a lightweight. Now, when you do this, notice how I'm trying to keep the fabric from wrinkling under the needle. Okay, I did not mean to do that. There we go. And we'll do one more row. You know what I noticed though is when I increase that tension, I've got more skip stitches. It stretches a little bit more, but I have skip stitches. So let me decrease it again back to 3 and see what we got. I also did not change the needle since we were stitching a lot last week. So I'm just going to trim a little bit here to see the difference. Yeah, when you increase that tension, it definitely stretches more. But you can see the skip stitches. I don't like that. So is it the needle or the tension? I'm going to say it was the tension. And again, it could be just because I'm using fine fabric here. But let's do one more row, and then we'll see what that looks like. And then we're going to move on to my embroidery project. All right, what do we have? So the first part looks great. The part where I increase the tension, not so great. Look at all the skip stitches. So with this fabric, that didn't work very well because if you have skip stitches, guess what happens? It's a chain stitch. It's all going to pop out. And these last 2 rows look great. So that is shearing on a cover stitch machine. Let me come over and grab your questions before I take you over to the other. Before I take you over to help me choose this next embroidery project, which you're going to love. And then I'm going to show you the fabric for sublimation. All right, questions. Susan, do you have a bobbin in there or is it just a serger machine? It's a cover stitch machine, not a serger. So cover stitch has 1 looper and 3 needles. So I'm using the middle needle and the looper. It's not a serger and no bobbin. You can shear on a sewing machine with the bobbin though. You can do that. Yeah. Susan, this is another Susan, Susan Fisher. We were chatting about this last week. You have to test it on every piece of fabric. So last week, Janet Payne was using a really thick knit. I honestly did not think it was going to work very well, but Janet made it look easy peasy and it turned out gorgeous. So always test. I'm thinking about doing this as the hem on my sleeve for this sleeve here. I think that extra would look great. I haven't decided for sure yet because this is kind of for Florida and I'd like to have a cuff so I can roll it up. Just kind of a, you know, an evening shirt to wear out or on the boat in the afternoon, something to like take the chill out. All right. Somebody said they're looking up the word. Victoria wants to know, does serum translate to sewing room? Hey, Chris, great to see you. Okay, I think I got all the questions. Hey, Victoria. Well, you know what? You can do it on your sewing machine. And I used to do it on my sewing machine all the time. So here's their tips for doing it on a sewing machine. Wind the bobbin very slowly with your elastic thread. And you do have to adjust your tension a little bit when you're actually sewing, but I chose to do a zigzag stitch. So you choose a zigzag stitch with regular thread through the needle, wind your bobbin with the elastic thread and use that zigzag stitch and decrease your tension. So you're decreasing your tension. And then on the sewing machine, it works beautifully. In fact, sometimes I like it better because I like the look of that zigzag stitch. It's really cool. So try it. I'll try to do a video of that too. All right, so I need your help on a couple things. So hold tight. I'm going to move. I can take you right here. Let me go grab the fabric. I found a fabric and I just took it out of the wash. I've been sewing all day today. So this still needs to go in the dryer, but I do want your opinion on thread colors. So actually, if you hold tight there, I'm going to take you to my Avenir. Come this way. Will it reach that far? Maybe. Let's do a zoom here. I'll bring this up closer. Yes, everything in my studio has wheels. Okay, come on over. I think that'll work. Okay, I'll show you the designs that I chose. It's going to be like this with those circles and those stars. This is the fabric. You see this? It has metallic. It's black sheer and there's metallic. So this, can I give you a hint what this is for? New Year's Eve. And someone asked me, do you go out for New Year's Eve? And I said, no, I really don't. But I want to have something cute to wear that day. So look at all the colors. And let me show you the colors I've chosen and let me know your thoughts on this. All right, come on over. So the design, I think, is in here. I say I think because I keep deleting stuff too. Oh yeah, this one here. So come closer. See that? That's the same one that's on the blue, except I changed the colors. So when I click set, there's the design. And you're probably thinking, well, that's like awful dainty, fun. And this fabric is very elegant. So see all the different colors on here? I'll try to bring you back just a little bit. So you've got metallic threads, pink, like kind of a reddy pink, green, silver, gold. So I'll lay this down and then you guys tell me if you like the threads I chose. Can you kind of see the colors there? All right. So I was going through some of my Brother metallic thread. I found green. I found silver, metallic thread, and I found gold. They all match perfectly, like they were part of the design. So if I change all of these flowers and stars to those colors. It's a very loose design, as you could see from the other pattern. Now my question is, oops, as I just dropped one on the floor. These are the three I'm definitely using. They match perfectly. They're all metallic. This blue is not metallic, and this pink is not metallic, but it matches these colors almost perfectly. So come in closer. Can you see the pink? It's like a pinky red. And this blue matches that blue right here. It's not metallic, but it matches. So I need your help. Would you do just the metallic? Or would you do all 5 colors because it matches all 5 colors of the fabric? And the design is exactly what I did on the blue. And I'll bring you the other one that I did. It's over here. Just to show you a different color. This is one that I did with wash away. So to give you an idea of the designs, this is the designs. See how dainty they are? Now this was done with wash away. And I'm definitely going to have to make a hoodie out of this. I love this. So to show you what the design looks like, because it's hard to see on the blue. This is the same, very dainty, very dainty. And this is the same. But this one was done with no-show mesh. So this has a little more structure. So if this was, say, the front of a blouse, I wouldn't need to add stabilizer. So all 5 colors or just 3? I know, Elsa. What am I making? I'll see you next week too, right, Elsa? I'm making a blouse. I'm testing the pattern one more time that I will hopefully launch soon. I don't have a date yet, but soon. The blouse that we all made in class this last fall has so many different options, and I want to try it out of the silk chiffon just to see how it looks, how it feels. So it's going to be a blouse. It would look great with a black leather skirt. Yeah, black leather shirt, black leather boots together. Not separate. It would look great with jeans. It would look, well, black jeans probably, because it's a little dressier. So how many colors? Everyone's saying all 5. The no-show mesh does not shrink and has not puckered. I already washed this, Chris, and there's no puckering. But I really like the wash away because it disappears. So for these over here that I was showing you, because the metallic thread, I don't want that touching my body because it scratches, I will use just plain black regular bobbin thread. Phyllis says do all 5. Okay. It would make a good shawl though. So far, did anybody say? Everyone says all 5. Be brave. Judy, do it. Oh, okay. I think I'm going to have to say it's like unanimous. Everyone said all 5. Well, I'm going to try it. Karina, could you do shearing by doing a zigzag over the elastic with the fabric wrong side up? You would want to have your fabric right side up, Karina, because the elastic would be in your bobbin if you're doing it from a sewing machine. Does that make sense? Oh, hey, I love your mom too. I saw Ricky yesterday in our fashion sewing club. So your mom is awesome. You're lucky. That's awesome. And she still uses the scissors you bought her. Now that was a good present. I remember that. Yeah. Paula said she's going to try it. Any questions about this? I think all 5? All right. That sounds good. So you know what I did then? I took the design and shrunk it down and brought it to the 10 needle. And that's what I'm getting ready to do here. So I'm still thinking that I think I just would prefer the wash away and not the no-show for my sleeves, because this one here washed away, and look at, there's no, I mean, it looks great. The designs, I digitized these to be very like a loose, dainty design, and they look great with no stabilizer behind it. You hear the noise? They're laying cement outside, in case you were wondering. Sounds like they're taking the whole building with them, right? Okay, super fun. Oh, Elsie, you're going to be in Fresno. Wonderful. Okay, well, that's a wrap. I'm going to go start embroidering. I'll post photos. I need to dry that fabric first because it's still wet. Otherwise, I would start right now. So let me just give you a quick rundown of events. So you have the World Widener event, which is next week. Do you all remember we have an event this afternoon? Just in about 45 minutes. Let me make sure you have the link for it. Yeah, because it's really fun. Hold on, let me find it. It's the dime event. I love doing those when it gets close to the holidays. This one's all about patches. Tammy's going to be hosting it. There's always some great tips. You have to register prior, though, and then that way you can watch the replay for free. They always have good deals, but it's also a lot of learning. So let me get it up for you here. I posted it on my Facebook page this morning. So if you saw it, that's where the link was, but I'll get it again, just in case you missed it. Here it is. Here's the registration. I'll drop it in the comments. Okay, and let me just bring up the page so you can see what we're doing. And I'll see you there because I'm going to hang out with you all afternoon. So this is it. This is how you register. It is free. The best of patches and applique. I always pick up tips here. So you can see some of the designs. Those look like Joanne's designs. I'll bet you they are. And then they also have free projects. Oh, they are Joanne's designs. Great. This is the free design. Wait till you see the free design next month. Yeah. It's very cool. So just click here to register. And once it's in your cart, click your cart and close out. And then you'll get a reminder to join, and also you can watch the replay. Elsa wants to know, what does the bobbin in the elastic look like? You want to see it? All right, so here's the elastic. And this bobbin already has thread on it. Let me find an empty bobbin. Hold tight. Come on over to the machine and I'll show you how to wind that bobbin. Whoops. There you go. Okay, don't get dizzy. I'm going to move this thread because my fabric is still wet. So let me go get an empty bobbin. You all can just look at my beautiful clothes back there. I'll get an empty bobbin, throw this in the wash, and I'll be right back. But I can still see your comments and talk. So let me show you how to wind your bobbin for those that want to try this in a sewing machine. It's very simple to do. All right, into the dryer we go. And you know, for winding this bobbin, Elsa and anyone who wants to do this, Victoria, if you want to do this on your regular sewing machine, let me find an empty bobbin. Here's one. Okay. So here's my bobbin. I'll bring you just a little closer here. I would put this here, then go around. Let me get my thread out of here. Because we don't need that right now. It likes to come unwound. I'm going to go this way. Go through here, depending on your machine. And this has a little tension disc. You can use it or not, and I'll tell you why. Because if I just wrap this around a couple times, close this, find some scissors here. I'm going to change my speed to very slow. And I need to find my scissors. Hold on. All right. This has to go slow. In fact, sometimes I'll hand wind it, but let's go to the slowest speed and see what happens. I'm going to click stop. It already started just a little bit, and that's actually almost too fast. So let me slide that in. I'm going to take it out of the tension disc, and I'm holding it. See how I'm holding this? Just do a little bit at a time. You can see how that, it likes to stick to itself. So you just have to make sure that it's evenly spaced all the way around. So now this is what I have. So I stretched it lightly. See the stretch as it went on the bobbin. And then this will go into your bobbin to use. So on here, when you do this, now mine's set up for embroidery, so I'm not going to sew with this right now. But when this goes in here, you'll use regular thread, and then here on the sewing side, let's see, here you go. Choose a zigzag stitch, just a regular zigzag. Don't use one that has the broken part in the middle. That, well, you can if you want. That's just an extra stitch in the middle, but I like just a regular zigzag. I like to keep my length just a little bit longer. So that's the length. And then here's the tension. You need to lower your tension right here. Your tension might be a dial on the side of your machine, but you're loosening that thread tension up, making your stitch length a little bit longer. So those are your tips for doing it on the sewing side. It's very simple to do. Test a little square first to make sure that it works, because, you know, depending on how elaborate your machine is, you might have to use a different bobbin case. There's a lot of different variables there, but just test it and see. On my just basic machines, I lower that tension. There's a dial on the side and it works great. All right, so that's about it. That's a wrap. Well, I see you at 3 o'clock. That's only 40 minutes. I will see you over on the dime side. Join us, the Wolf Pack. We're going to have a lot of fun. Grab your coffee, glass of wine. It's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere, right? And let's watch Tammy give us great tips for patch and applique. It's going to be fun. And for those that want to see me in Oklahoma City next week, be sure to grab a ticket over there at World Widener. I'm still in shock about this 10,000 bolts of fabric. Oh my goodness. So here's their website, World Widener. Go up here and click on, oh, there's their fabric. Whew. Maybe we go shopping now. Oh, they even have it by color. Look at all the designers they have. Click on classes and events, and right down here is my event. If you scroll down, there it is. And we're going to have a full fun day. All right, everyone. It's great to see you tomorrow. Let's see who's on tomorrow. Emily is on tomorrow on the Brothers Show. We've pre-recorded because she had some things going on, but it will be on, and it's kind of fun. She's embroidering puffy on the puffy foam for a sweatshirt for her daughter Rose, and it's super cute. You don't want to miss it. That's tomorrow at noon. So in the meantime, I will see you in about 30 minutes over on the dime side. All right, everyone. Have a good day. I can see you asking more questions. Okay, go ahead with the wine, Karina. We're good. We're good. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.